Again,
good morning, esteemed colleagues, Professor Law, Professor Question. It is an honor for me to speak with you on behalf of the mLang team and Principal Chan as well. I am going to give you a brief rundown on the use of mLang for our P3 class during this academic year. Despite the fact that we had a shortened school year due to the COVID-19 virus, we did make some significant progress in the learning and the development of the English language. For my sharing, I will show you the work of 11 students selected from all ability levels. We have students that are considered close to the very top of the range in my class, and we also have students that are near the bottom in terms of ability. And I do have some samples of work for students who are considered SEN or special needs as well. So now, may I please start for your attention to the share screen. I will be showcasing the work that the students have done this academic year. Oh, just a moment. Let's try that again. Yes, share computer sound. There we go. Okay, first of all, we'll start off with some sample for speaking. For the next 2 or 3 examples, I'm going to be showing a small sample of a speaking post-test that I had my class to do as part of an evaluation process on how effective the use of mLang is. The first student I'm going to show is one of my lower ability students. He is also a SEN, very, very shy, and he has a lot of difficulty expressing himself in English as a second language. Normally, he makes a lot of mistakes, but when he does this exercise in mLang at home, he actually puts in a lot of effort, even though he's struggling to answer the question. The question for this particular exercise, we have 4 picture cards, and we ask, where do you go with your family during the weekend? And this is his response. Keep in mind that he is an SEN student and his ability is quite low.
My mom, dad, and sister are shopping with me.
Okay, there is a distinct feature that has been mentioned by Principal Chan earlier. mLang can also be used as a tool for learning, for parental learning between the child and the parent. In this case, and there will be another example as well, you can hear that his mother was at the background helping him with pronunciation and guiding him to speak the words to answer the question. Okay, let's have a look at another example. Oh, and before that, another useful feature that I've been using for mLang as well, I've been giving verbal feedback. Very good. Just one word. The word with. Not with me, but with me. Watch the TH sound at the end. It is a very handy feature as it has been mentioned before. We can give immediate feedback to students, both written and verbal. So this is a very, very handy feature to have. Okay, let's move on to yet another example. This is from one of my smartest students. He loves reading, but he does have a tendency to speak really, really quickly as well.
I usually go to the restaurant
with family, with my family, and at the weekend.
Okay, I'm not quite sure if you heard his mother giving feedback at the end, but once again, this is another example of cooperative learning between parents and the students, which especially in the current COVID-19 environment is a very handy feature to have. Okay, one more example for the speaking. Mind his writing, because this is another SEN student. His ability is quite low in English in general, but he's becoming more and more confident in his speaking. He usually doesn't speak English in class because he's afraid that his classmates might pick on him for making an effort. But have a listen to how he answered the question. This time, there's a different question. The question is, do you like spending time with your family, and why?
老師，我而家要開始講啦嚇。Today, my dad and mom and my sister watch the TV and play the games, and we go to the shop something. And my dad said, "Hey, we go to the beach, okay?" I say, "Yes. My favorite food is bread." Mom, me, and dad have a chef. They have my good food. And the night we eat the dim sum. Today is very hot.
He doesn't usually speak so comprehensively in class, and yet through the use of mLang, he really put the effort in. Okay, and let's move on to another component. We also got some samples of reading exercises, and once again, we have a showcase from one of my SEN students. Once again, he's not too confident with the reading as well. He makes a lot of mistakes, but he does put the effort in.
Not question mark, 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 to my goal. I go in the we like to go. We to is it. We pay
Okay, I do apologize for the quality, but as you've witnessed, he is trying very hard, and that's another thing that I want to bring up, because the students are not facing an entire class. There is a removal of certain factors which hinder student confidence, and the use of mLang reflects that quite succinctly. Okay, moving on. Here is yet another example. This time from an average level student.
family time. Now everyone is time with their family. Study bright. presents are also very rush, but everyone should make time to eat with their family. On Sunday, my family and I go for dim sum in the morning. In the afternoon, we like to go shopping together. Sometimes we visit park if the winter is good. If it's rainy, we study at home and watch this or playing card game. In the evening, we eat together, sign out to get and lost with each other. Being with the ones you love is picture. I enjoy every moment with my family.
And the next example, I will show you one from a higher ability student.
Family time. Not
Very
everyone
good.
spends
Just one sentence.
in
Just a minute.
love times.
Let's try that again.
Family time. Not
Very
everyone
good.
spends
Just one sentence.
in love times with
Very
their
good.
family.
Just one
Students
sentence that
are
you need to work on.
Busy. Parents are
We
also
stay
very busy.
At home
But everyone
and
should
watch television. Okay, this one is probably not a particularly good example because it's playing my feedback at the same time as the student is reading. Let's try this one.
Family time. Not everyone spends enough time with their family. Students are busy. Parents are also very busy. But everyone should make time to spend with their family members. On Sundays, my family and I go for dim sum in the morning. In the afternoon, we like to go shopping together. Sometimes we visit parks if the weather is good. If it rains, we stay at home and watch television or play card games. In the evening, we eat together, share our thoughts, and laugh with each other. Being with the ones you love is priceless. I enjoy every moment with my family.
Okay, and moving on, I will now showcase some examples of writing that the student has done. Going back to our SEN students, I will first show you one of the earlier pieces of writing that he did during the earlier part of first term. Over here, he has written a short story about his favorite snacks. As you can see, his language was still developing at the time with a fair number of missing words, misspelling, and grammatical mistakes. So you can see his favorite snack is potato chips, and he has written his reason on why potato chips is his favorite snack, and when he eats the snack, and where to buy it. A few months after using the mLang program, he's been asked to do a post-test for the writing exercise, and the topic is about a general studies teacher showing a live frog in the classroom. This is what he has written and submitted. The teacher said that the frog will listen to us. We saw the frog. Suddenly, the frog jumped out. All the students screamed. the teacher called the frog back. The classroom is quiet. Compared with what he has written near the beginning of the school year to what he has written now, there is a marked difference in the quality of the writing. And here is another example from one of our higher ability students. Yesterday, Miss Lam talked about frogs during general studies lesson. She put a frog inside a box and showed us. Suddenly, the frog jumped to my shoulder. I was so scared and screamed loudly. All students ran away. Luckily, Miss Lam caught the frog quickly. We were safe. So what this showcases is that apart from speaking, mLang is a good supportive tool for the development of other aspects of developing the English language. And another feature that was mentioned by Principal Chan earlier is the use of mLang for the submission of homework. And myself personally, I find this quite a useful tool because one feature that I really like is the ease of feedback. Instead of spending time and writing meticulous comments on exercise books and vocabulary exercises, I can immediately give typed feedback, extensive typed feedback, once the homework has been submitted. For example, this is one of the exercise books we have used throughout the year, called the ECP. And in this example, the students practice the use of pronouns and possessive adjectives. And I was able to give extensive comments and corrections on any mistakes that are made. And it applies not just to exercise books, but task books as well, where higher order thinking is required to answer reading comprehension questions. And for writing exercise and sentence construction as well, for grammar and vocabulary learning. And it applies across the board for higher, middle, and lower ability students. They will be able to gain access to feedback and make corrections in a timely manner. And another feature was the creation of their own personal flashcards. For this particular exercise, it was based on chapter 6 of the Longman Elect PLE for P3. And in this particular lesson, the whole class were given one iPad each, and they were tasked to find their own pictures on what they can do in their spare time. And some students, apart from finding their own pictures and writing their own sentences, they did their own recording as well. This particular example is actually from our bottom student. He is extremely confident in speaking, writing, and using the English language in general. He hardly speaks a word and he hardly writes anything. And yet, through this mLang exercise, he actually have a go at not only creating his own flashcard, but actually speaks a sentence of English. Hang on. I'm not sure if you can quite hear that, but he actually said, I can play table tennis. And here's another example from one of our brighter students.
I can play the piano.
And as you can see, the students can put their own personal elements in creating their own flashcards. And later on, And later on, as we continue to use mLang next year, we can ask students to create more complex and comprehensive flashcards and possibly create a log, a diary of what they do every day. Then they can put further personal touches and make this even more interactive and put their pardon me, and put their own personal twists in their learning. And finally, I like to quickly go through the main advantages and disadvantages of using mLang personally this year. Okay, first of all, the main advantages. The first main advantage is that it has an appeal to collaborative learning for both students and parents, as demonstrated earlier with the speaking exercise for both the lower ability and the higher ability students. Also, it has been mentioned that mLang has useful features to save time on homework feedback that allows teachers to give quick, instantaneous, and useful feedback to students. And also because we're removing certain factors such as being face-to-face with many people at one time, it allows the shyer students to bring out their confidence to try using the English language in an environment which is more comfortable for them. Moreover, it allows for a wide variety of learning methods outside of a traditional classroom environment, as demonstrated by various ways of submitting homework and creating their own flashcards and other abilities that is available for students to contribute to their own learning of the English language. And it provides avenue for creativity in learning. It